Hey y'all, it's your girl Dr. Nina, and I'm gonna jump right in. I am probably the last person to post and talk about Shanquella Robinson. However, I wanted to make sure that I talked about this no matter what. If you're not familiar with the story, I've linked it down below as well as some follow-up stories, and I've been following this and watching the news and all of that. But Shanquella Robinson was a young 25-year-old, beautiful Black entrepreneurial woman who was loved by both her parents. Shanquella went on a trip to Cabo last month with her friends, and one of which she categorized as a best friends. Yes, we are air quoting it because baby, she never came back from the trip. She went on this trip with Khalil Cook, Malik Dyer, Winter Donovan, Elise Hyatt, Dejanay Jackson, Nazir Wiggins. And this began as a weekend where she was sharing with her mom different things that were going on and told her when she made it there and what they were doing. And then the next time her mother was to hear anything about her daughter, she was told that she had alcohol poisoning and was unresponsive. She was also told that it would cost $5,000 to take her to get emergency services. When her mother received a call back, she found that her daughter had passed, in which she felt helpless because she was back home in the Carolinas and couldn't get to her daughter. So she couldn't confirm or refute what had happened. It surfaces later on after this group of friends left her body in Cabo that there had actually been some fights that had ensued. She suffered over 30 blows to the head on camera by the hands of a young woman, Dejanay, that was on the trip. She also was apparently or allegedly suffered additional attacks by Winter Donovan. All of this led to her neck being broken and her spine being cracked. This went here hard. I'm not gonna sit here and cry because I didn't even know her, but woo. I, at varying levels in my life and those that I've worked with, have dealt with envy, jealousy, fake friends, and all kinds of things when it comes to this. So I wanted to talk about that and how you can spot this and handle it. I also want to hear from y'all down below on your thoughts on this case and what you've learned in life about jealous and envious people. Envy is that painful feeling of wanting what someone else has, like their attributes or even their possessions. Whereas jealousy is where you might feel threatened, protective, or in fear of someone taking your position or your spot or something you already have. Jealousy often happens naturally. It is a part of the human experience. Everybody at some points in their lives gets jealous, but it's what you do with that fuel. Y'all best believe, as much as I've done in my life, there have been times where I felt freaking behind. And I've even had to say to my friends, like, man, I'm so proud of you. I want to get to that point. I've had to ask mentors, I want to do the things that you're doing. How might I get there? When envy and jealousy creep in at high levels, they're no longer friends that want you to win. Sometimes they want you to suffer. There were 5 key ways I learned to identify it. Number 1 is they might step out of character when someone else congratulates or compliments you. Number 2, they're committed to scrutinizing your work or misunderstanding your intentions. This is purposeful. Number 3 is they use put downs and other stereotypes and things to put down your accomplishments, your achievements, and other things you've been able to earn. Number 4 is they romanticize your life and actually want what you have. They probably daydream about being who you are and what you are without considering what it takes to be there. And they also might think you struggle less to get there, so they deserve it more than you do. And number 5 is they might try to diminish you while copying your characteristics, your swag, and other things you got going on. I learned that envy and jealousy didn't always have to do with the things that I had. It might have been the things that people perceived to be more than what they had available to them. Even if it was just a perception, it was very real to them, which could have caused damaging thoughts. Now, in these situations, I've had to learn how to cut people off kindly, and I did not say nicely. And I think in the case of Shanquella, she spent a lot of time hanging with these people. She thought they were her friends. And from my understanding, even with this trip, she paid more into the trip than anybody did. I'm pretty sure that there have been other instances where she had been the one taking care of things, which let me remind you, just because you do things for people does not mean they will not resent you for being able to do them. The very people that will cash app request you and ask you for money will be mad on the other end of the phone because you're able to do it. I feel like this was probably a continual pattern for her. Her mother even said in an interview that she was super sweet and giving, which tends to be the people who are targeted for these type of attacks. So instead of keeping these people around, because I've been guilty of that as well, you have to learn to keep a safe and healthy distance. You don't have to be nice to anyone, and you certainly don't owe it to them to stick around for behavior that could endanger your life. And if they show over and over that they have snide comments and remarks, I've had to learn to put people in timeout. But the hard part sometimes for us is being able to decipher who's actually jealous and envious, because I tell you, people will lie and they will gaslight you. I'm pretty sure many of y'all done heard this. Ain't nobody jealous of you, girl. We are not blaming Shanquella for anything because she couldn't have done anything about this. There were probably very big red flags, because there were for me, of people that would do things like that. You know, if you're doing certain things that show you're jealous, you're probably jealous. They probably were never her friends and probably never had her best interest at heart. You don't have to continue to be friends with people who don't treat you the way that you deserve to be treated. I'm going to share a little bit of a story here. In the past, especially when I went through my huge weight loss transformation, I had found out that a good friend of mine actually said to me that they had to correct someone who had something to say about me. This person had come to them who had been posing as a really good friend of mine. After the weight loss, I was so proud of myself, and I was doing new things, and I was getting out there, and I was doing well in school, and I was advancing, and I already had a good personality. But this person went to this friend of mine and said, you know, I really get tired of her and all this stuff she's doing. Doesn't she get on your nerves? And this person was flabbergasted because they were like, dang, you just be hanging out with her and you don't even like her? And the person basically said that they stated to them, I'm very proud of Nina and what she does, and I feel like her path is amazing. What is it that you would have her to do? And she said that this person was just upset and basically looking to talk badly about me. One of the things that came to me after that was I needed to create a safe distance with this person. This person stayed in my home before. They broke bread with me. They played the friend role so well. When I look back at the situation, there were a lot of the snide remarks, the mean comments. I can remember when this person actually came up at a party where a dude was trying to holler. She walks up and says, you know, she used to be fat. Like, really? You come and tell him? And he was like, well, she looks nice. She looks good. Good for you. Some people not just mad about you being an entrepreneur and having all these things. People could have been mad at Shanquella for having both her parents in her life, or having a good spirit and a good attitude. Sometimes you never know that just as many claps as you're getting, you're also making a bunch of people mad. That's not your fault, but it's a very real reality. Another thing is to stop trying to please everyone, especially when you see who they truly are. And people show you. And I think some of us have been taught just because somebody is nice to me, treats me cool, and we can hang out, we think that's our friend. Hell, you even have a probationary period when you get a job. Make some of these friends have probationary periods. You don't get to come to my house immediately. You don't get to meet my significant other immediately. There will be some things that I will need to see from you in order to filter who should be in my presence. And I would hope you would have the same standards for yourself. So you gotta do yourself a favor and see people for who they are and stop trying to force it when it does not work. Now, over the years, y'all, I've had to put in some work to become not only older, but wiser and smarter, and see people for who they truly are. And of course, I see even better with my Warby Parker glasses, and I'm happy to say that they're today's sponsor for this video. Y'all, I had to brighten the mood. I've cried almost 5 times making this video. They offer everything you need for happier eyes that don't miss a thing. From eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams. And you can shop with them online and in stores. Glasses start at just $95, including prescription lenses. Sunglasses, progressives, and blue light lenses are also available. And look, you don't have to break the bank. Answer just a few quick questions online, and Warby Parker will suggest glasses to fit your face and your style. I ordered another set of 5 pair of glasses and got to try them for 5 days for free yet again. And I own so many pairs of their glasses that y'all have even complimented, and I love them. I tried more brown colors and teal colors and things that mixed in with my daily looks. But I really think my favorites are the multi-tone frames this time. They just look so good on, and they give me just a nice pop of color, and they just go with almost anything. That home try-on kit is clutch. It works so easy, and it's so easy to send the glasses back. So try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pair of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. And there's no obligation to buy. Ships free and includes a prepaid return shipping label. So try 5 pairs of glasses at home for free at www.warbyparker.com/Nina. Y'all, this ain't just limited to fake friendships. I've had to end relationships romantically with people who had jealous and envious tendencies. And I'm not just talking about with me talking to people, but people who were actually upset about my resources, my network, my friendships, my family relationships. People who could not understand my ability to be resilient and bounce back. I actually had someone in my life at one point who told me I laughed too much and didn't take life seriously enough. And that it was upsetting that I got over things so quickly. Really interesting, because I choose not to be upset and angry all my life and try to be the best person possible. So remember, like I said, it's not always about your resources or your money. It could be just the fact that you bounce back, that you in bad times know how to console yourself and move on, that you're resilient, that you are built in a way that doesn't allow you to just lay on the street and give up. And they still didn't think highly of themselves. So that was a dangerous situation for me to be in. That person even punched a hole in the wall in front of me. So all I could think about is what was gonna be next. If it's needed, then definitely address the issue head on. Now I say this because sometimes ignoring these envious voices is not an option. For some people, we feel like we need to speak with them or have some basis for our thought process. I no longer deal in these things because a lot of times people are going to lie to you anyway, and I've learned to trust my instincts and my gut. But I also empathize with those who still haven't reached that point. All of us are not at that point. And sometimes if it's safe, and you're in a place where you can be in control of the situation, then maybe it's time to speak up for yourself and ask questions about the situation and what you're feeling. And even if it's not about asking them questions, maybe it's just about telling them what you feel and what you think and why what they're doing is not right. But I'm gonna warn you, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're prepared for them not to even acknowledge how you feel, or to make you feel like you're the one that's being crazy in the situation for even thinking that they could be jealous of you. I've learned to just let them know and then let it go. I know that one situation that I had in this realm, I had to let the person go for years. There was always this thought of, how could I be jealous of you? At that time, when you're thinking they're your friend and you care a lot about them, you don't even take to offense that they would even say that about you. Like, how low do you think of a person to even say that to them? And how low do you think of yourself? Because obviously you may be saying these types of things to a person you're envious or jealous of because you want them to feel less about themselves. So saying little gaslighting things like, ain't nobody jealous of you, you ain't nobody, is just a way for people to project their own feelings of how small they feel themselves. So in return, they try to make sure that you know that you ain't nobody for anybody to even care about, which, why would you even want to be my friend if that's the case? So again, just let them know and let them go. And with all of this going on, I hope what you're not taking from it is, I'm gonna hide from everyone, I can't be around anyone, I shouldn't be friends with anyone. No. This situation makes it very clear that we have to make choices about the people that we let into our lives. I too have messed up in this area at times, giving people the benefit of the doubt, thinking that I can help them to the point of where they'll actually truly like me. So let's be for real, especially when you've been a people pleaser, you're looking for every way to make sure that the person has no reason not to like you, not realizing that the basis of you being who you are, your very foundation, already makes them not like you. So there's nothing you can do at this point to even make them like you. At this point, you're on dangerous grounds because it's only a matter of time before things start to happen that throw your life out of whack and basically put you in danger. One regret that I have in my life, and I know that I've told y'all that I don't have any regrets, but one of them is hiding my light under a bush and trying to hide from people, especially when I felt shame for other people being jealous of or envious of me, whether they admitted or they didn't. It made me want to hide my successes. It made me want to keep quiet on the things I was celebrating quietly. It made me want to act as if I wasn't a big deal at all. And also treat myself a way that they had started to treat me. So I became more anxious, more nervous, more self-aware in a way that was negative and played upon my mental abilities. But when you start to take control of your life and live out loud, and minus some people, they might just have to watch from afar, you learn that that's the biggest slap in the face. You don't have to be around them or have them like you or validate you in any way for you to move forward in life. And once you learn that and you start to see things more clearly, then the next people that come around you that try to play that same game, you're gonna cut them off quick. Now, I'm gonna make sure I tell y'all this story too. And if you've made it to this point in the video, you should hear this story. I will say, even for me, even recently getting married last year, I had a situation myself where a person was trying to wreak havoc, cause issues with the day, cause issues with everything, and they weren't even allowed to come. With that said, this person was threatening my life, talking about me as if I was a horrible person. They said that I was a witch. They said that I was all kinds of things. And not only that, we're spreading rumors and lies of things I had done to them that I had never done. This is a person that I hadn't even really had a real conversation with in almost 20 years, nearly. Not only that, for some reason, I'm living rent-free in their heads. And no matter what I do, they know about it. I don't follow them. I don't look at what they do. At one point in my life, I thought that they were a friend and they had been somewhat close to me. But I learned after life caught up how many things went awry in their lives. So instead of fixing the things that was going on with their lives, they literally looked at me and said I was a witch that took away the good things that were happening in their lives when I had nothing to do with their lives. It can play and prey on your psyche, and you don't know that a person is determined to do you wrong. You can go about living your life and hiding the things that you do, and you can go about your life being excited about the things that you do. I've learned that if I'm not having ill intent towards someone and they still choose to come for me, that's not the problem that I've created. There's something else going on within them. And in that, I can learn the rest of my intuition, because even with this person years ago, I never felt comfortable with their spirit. I always felt that there was some issue with me for something I could not control. It was just my personality, my being, my breathing. And so me very much having wins in life, to them literally left them fuming. And you are not safe in that territory. I don't wish that on anybody. Woo, y'all. With that said, may Shanquella Robinson rest in peace with her beautiful soul. My condolences to her family and friends and the people who truly loved her, not these friends. May the truth be made free. Those that have harmed her, may God choose what to do with them. Because here's the thing, I can't wish anything worse than the hand of God's protection being removed. And maybe ending up in a prison in Mexico will help them come to their reality and their senses. Make sure that you comment, share this video with someone who can use it, and subscribe. Thanks so much for watching. Beautiful Brown Baby Doll. Peace. Check the links in the description for my free new Dr. Nina's Mentorship Facebook group, which is a group of like-minded individuals looking to progress, grow, and support one another along the way. The Now That's Life podcast is about to go into season 2, so I suggest you go ahead and subscribe to the podcast on all your major podcasting platforms. All descriptions and links for that and my free supernatural video course are found below. Thanks so much for all the love and support over on my new website. If you haven't already, go ahead and check it out and join me for new ways to interact with me, giveaways and prizes, weekly emails, as well as my free 8-day supernatural video course, which is free when you sign up.